All right, Shalom Akim. First and foremost, I want to start out by giving all praise and glory to YAHAWAH, BAHA YAHAWASHI, BAHA QADASH. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders, the great millstone who rule well. And I want to send salutations to all the Akim pushers worth in truth and sincerity. All right, it's going to be a lesson done in spirit and power of YAHAWAH, BAHA YAHAWASHI, Lord willing to edify the flock of the Lord. All right, this lesson is going to be centered around this article, this video that I have queued up, which, is basically going into Putin and basically the military operation that he's waging right now out there in the Ukraine. Okay, and it's all linking with prophecy. This is just another way for these elites, to crash the economy because, the ripples of this event are being felt worldwide right now. The stocks are down. Okay, the gas prices are going up. Okay, there's perplexity among the nations. Like I was saying, there's perplexity among the nations. The whole world right now is in a state of shock. Okay, they're afraid. Okay, you had videos coming out from the Ukraine of people fleeing and things like that, man, because this is the wrath of the Most High Yahawah. He's putting the spirit of war. He's putting that spirit of division among the nations. Okay, scriptures say that they should obey one another. Okay, and these are the times that we're in, man. This is where the prophecies are going to culminate in a great war, which even though we get excited and we hasten the coming of the Lord, we have to be according to the book of 2 Ezra, the 5th chapter. All the prophecies take a period of time. It's like Ezra was inquiring of the angel why they all could not come at the once. Okay, and the analogy that the angel gave him was basically that, just like a mother gives birth, she gives birth one by one. Okay, with time, a separation of time between them. Okay, and that's basically the way the Lord's doing things, man. One prophecy or one domino cannot fall before the other one falls. Okay, so therefore we have the things that we see right now going on, where these nations are coming up against each other. Basically the battlefield is being laid out. Who's gonna fight who, and who's gonna ally themselves with who. Okay, so I'll open up with this real quick before I put the video, and Lord willing, the lesson's edifying. This is gonna be Matthew 24 and verse 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, this is something that all of us inquire of. What is going to be the coming? What's going to be the day? The moment, the hour. Okay, but that's the way the Lord set it up. That He's coming as a thief in the night, so that you're always watching. Because if you don't know when someone's coming, man, you're always prepared. You're always on your P's and Q's. Okay, so it's saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what should be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world, or the end of an age? Okay, because that's what we're experiencing right now, man. The end of a rulership. Okay, Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Esau is the end of this world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So at this moment, Jacob is being put down. Well, Salakia, Esau's, slip of the tongue. Esau's being put down. His economy is being put down. His military power. Okay, and basically the Lord's getting him in a situation that he's not gonna get himself out of it. The pit that he has dig, he shall fall in it. Okay, but it says, tell us. Okay, verse 4. And Yahweh shall answer and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. Okay, so you're not supposed to be deceived. All right, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am a Mashiach, and shall deceive many. Okay, and we already have that going on right now on the planet Earth. You got men denouncing the anointed, saying that they're coming in the spirit of the Lord, but when but basically they're annulling or saying that that Mark, doesn't matter what Mark said. The book of Hebrews doesn't. The sayings of Paul, they're not biblical and things like that. That proclaim themselves to be of the Mashiachians. Okay, so it says from. Okay, Salakia. And it says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of war. Okay, and that's what we're seeing right now. Rumor of war, a war. Okay, because you're going to have events happen, before, which, they're only laying the groundwork, like I said earlier, to that great war. Okay, just like World War II, World War I. If you do your research on them, it was a series of events that culminated in this great war. Okay, so these things have to happen, man. That's why you have uproars of the people. You have pestilences going out throughout the world. Okay, and we're reporting on them because according to the book of Second Ezra, the 9th chapter, that's what we're supposed to do. The Lord has set up watchmen, Isaiah 62, that shall not hold their peace till Jerusalem be made a praise upon the earth. Okay, so that hasn't happened, so we still have to report. Okay, and we're reporting, and this is the form of that this reporting is taking. So it says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, see that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. So all these things are going to happen, man. All these things are leading on to, or are creating the perfect scenario for the establishment of this society. Okay, Jeremiah 51 goes into that they take balm for her, so she may be healed, but she's not going to be healed. This place is forsaken. Okay, because the Most High has a controversy against it. But if you take all these things into effect, a famine, a pestilence, and earthquakes, wars, and rumors of war, what does that do to an economy, man? It destroys it. Okay, and that's what the Most High is basically doing with the economy of this society by the hand of these elites. Okay, to usher into their NWO, the New World Order. Okay, which the foundation of it is every human being being implanted with the MOTB, the M to the the M to the O to the T to the B. Okay, that's what all this is working in, man. Is basically ushering in that great age of Satanism. Okay, so it says, all these are the beginning of sorrows. Then shall they deliver you to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. Okay, so let's get that video real quick, and let's see what Peter has to say.
Обстоятельства требуют от нас решительных и незамедлительных действий. Народные республики Донбасса обратились к России с просьбой о помощи. В связи с этим, в соответствии со статьей 51 части 7 Устава ООН, санкции Совета Федерации России и во исполнение ратифицированных Федеральным собранием 22 февраля сего года договоров о дружбе и взаимопомощи с Донецкой Народной Республикой и Луганской Народной Республикой, мною принято решение о проведении специальной военной операции. Ее цель – защита людей, которые на протяжении 8 лет подвергаются издевательствам, геноциду со стороны киевского режима. Кто бы ни пытался помешать нам, а тем более создать...
Check that out. Whoever will try to stop us and further create threats to our country, to our people,
угрозы для нашей страны, для нашего народа, должны знать, что
should know that Russia's response will be immediate.
Ответ России будет незамедлительным.
And lead you to such consequences that you have never faced in your history. We are ready for any outcome. Okay? And that's what happens when you push someone to a corner so much that the only way for them to defend themselves is to attack. Okay? And that's what these nations are going to do, man. That's why, according to the book of Joel, the 3rd chapter, the Lord put that spirit on them, to beat their plowshares into spears, and their pruning hooks into swords and things like that, man. Okay, because the Lord's putting that spirit of war on the whole nations. The whole nations are gonna come up. According to 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter, the 28th verse down, goes into the dragons of Arabia. Being put back to their old nature. Okay, the Carmanians, the Iranians, man, all these nations are gonna join in battle, man, against the Zionists of Israel. Okay, the people with the funny hats, okay, which are not the biblical Israelites, and the beasts in NATO and the EU, okay, which is the beast system, aligned with America, okay, and that war that's gonna be fought is gonna be the war to end all wars, okay, but this is not yet. This is not the situation yet, because we understand that the M to the O to the T to the B hasn't been made a mandatory thing in the planet Earth. All right, so this is Ezekiel 38:1, and the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him, and say, Thus saith the Lord power, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal. Okay, in the land of Magog, if you do your research, those were Japhetic nations that inhabited the modern day land of Russia. Okay, so that's what the scripture refers to themselves as. When the scripture refers to the land of Magog, in the modern day is the people that inhabit that land, which are the biblical Edomites that call themselves Russians in these times. Okay, it says, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws. Okay, and for a long time Russia was in that peace mode. Okay, but the Lord's putting them into that mode of war. That old Soviet Union ideologies. Okay, that imperialistic ideology where Russia's gonna conquer these nations that are to its west. Okay, and it says, and I will bring thee forth and all thine enemies and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all them with shield and helmet. And these are the Carmanians, the Persians, the Iranians. Okay, all these nations are going to gather themselves together and basically fight with the beast and her angels, man. Okay, and ultimately, all those nations are going to come together and fight YAHAWASHI and the angels. Okay, but that's what the Lord's doing right now. He's gathering all these nations, for war. Gomer and all his bands, I have the house of Torgamah of the north quarters and all his bands, and many people with thee. Be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. Okay, so be a guard unto them. So it says, and after many days thou shalt be visited. In the latter days thou shalt come into the land that is brought back from the sword. And the part I want to concentrate, it says to be a guard unto them. Isn't that what Peter said, that they have asked for our support, for our help? And that's what these nations are doing. They're being basically Russia's being a defense for these nations. And it says, and after many days thou shalt be visited. In the latter years thou shalt come into the land that is brought back from the sword, and is gathered out of many people against the mountains of Israel, which have been always waste, but it is brought forth out of the nations, and they shall dwell safely, all of them. All right, so that old spirit of war is being put upon these nations. Okay, so I'm gonna start right here at I'll just go straight to the point. This is Jeremiah 51:28. Prepare against her the nations with the kings of the Medes, the captains thereof, and all the rulers thereof, and all the land of his dominion. And the land shall tremble in sorrow, for every purpose of the Lord shall be performed against Babylon, to make the land of Babylon a desolation without inhabitant. All right. So these kings, man, these nations are being gathered, to basically wage war against America. Even the nations that were at peace with America, they're going to wage war. Okay, just like it says here in verse 6 of Jeremiah 51, it says, flee out of the midst of Babylon, and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord YAHAWAH by YAHAWASHI's hand, that have made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine. Thereof the nations are mad. Babylon is suddenly falling and destroyed. How for her take balm for her pain, if so she may be healed? We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go every one into his own country. For her judgment reaches unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the skies. So on all levels is this place on its way up. There's nothing that could really be done for America, Babylon the Great. Okay, and the actions that these nations are taking prove otherwise. Okay, all these nations, are equal to America in the sense that they have the military capabilities to bombard this land, and they are gonna do it. They're gonna shoot their missiles and do away with America. Okay, and I'll close out with this. This is Obadiah 1:6. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee, and there is none understanding in him. So all the men, that were at confederacy with thee, those that were at peace with thee, your allies, they're going to end up shooting missiles at you, man. Okay, because they're going to feel the wrath of or the consequences of doing business with you. All the strings that are attached to, conducting business with America. Okay, so hey, with that, this dude, Putin saying what he said, man. It's a clear sign that we're that close to us being delivered. All we need to wait for really is the MOTB, to be made a mandatory thing, and these wars are gonna continue to escalate. They're gonna get more bloody. They're gonna get more persistent, man. More consecutive. Until it ends up being that global war that the Bible prophesied would happen to end all wars. Okay, so with that, I give all praise and glory to Yahawah, BAHA YAHAWASHI, BAHA QADASH. Double honors to the apostles and elders, that great millstone who rule well, and salutations to all my brothers pushing his worth in truth and sincerity. I want to say shalom.